Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to this episode of From the Mind of an Appliance Technician. I am your host, Chris, and this is C&G Appliance Television. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for being here. You guys could be 1,000 other places, but you're here hanging out with me, and I super duper appreciate that. I'd also appreciate likes, subscriptions, comments, whatever you guys want to say. Put it down in the box below. But without further ado, let's jump into things today. It is Thursday, January 9th, or what's left of it at this point. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about a few things that are on my mind. Let's see. First off, we'll get shop announcements out of the way. There are 2 refrigerators that I have going out. Number 1 is a Galaxy side-by-side, ice and water in the door. The ice bucket's seen better days, so we're gonna let that one go at $100. Normally I'll fetch about $150-200 for a lower end side-by-side, but this one's missing some caps on the handles and a few cosmetic things, like the ice bucket. Of course, like I mentioned, the auger's actually broke in the middle, so it's never going to dispense ice. And you know, a lot of people around here in the country looking for a cheap fridge might buy that one. I have a Hot Point top freezer. I think it's a 16 cubic foot. I'm not exactly sure, but it's your basic Hot Point top freezer that I've got. I put an evaporator fan in it, evaporator fan motor, and that one is pretty much tentatively sold. That's going out for $100. Guy's gonna replace a fridge that he's putting in an RV or something. I don't know. It's going in a garage. It'll be good for what he needs it for. So that's what matters. I just got a Maytag washing machine in today. This is the Performa, which is not the one with the plastic pulley. It was kind of the Dependable Care one that was in disguise as a Performa. Not exactly sure what they were doing with that line, but as I know it, the Performas had those big plastic pulleys on them that would always strip out in the center. And this is not one of those. This is actually a Dependable Care derivative. So that was junked for belts, guys. Belts. And I know exactly how it happened. Somebody let it go. They were smelling burning rubber, and they thought, oh yeah, this washing machine's 15, 20 years old. It's probably trash, and they just assumed it was trash. Didn't bother to have anybody come and look at it, and that works out in profit for me. So I've got to put a set of belts on that thing. I just figured that out today. We are done with the Speed Queen, which, if you've been talking to me on social media, you've seen some of my posts and everything like that. You know that I've been working on a Speed Queen with a 766P3A seal kit, and that one just got finished today. It's all tested. It's going out. And it should be a really good unit for somebody. And which kind of segues me into my topic. Guys out there who watch this show who are not appliance technicians, please, 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 do not junk your old machines. Don't be so quick to junk your old machines, alright guys? Washing machines, it's one thing if the part's no longer available, which we call MLA in this business. But don't ever just assume your machine is trash. At least have somebody like me come and take a look at it, for $75-80, sometimes even less than that. You'll figure out whether your machine's good or not, at the very least. So drop a little bit on an old machine to see if it can be saved, okay? Because you're going to want to hang on to those older things, especially washing machines. There are some things that haven't changed all that much over the years, like dryers. Dryers, a dryer pretty much. they can't really do much with those as far as mess them up. They can put all kinds of detection routines in them. Actually, some of the newer whirlpools that I have installed, I've had the guys that actually work for us flip the install lines around, and they'll actually run an L1 and L2 detection routine on the board, and they'll just lock out and set a code, which has subsequently slipped my mind if you wire your cord wrong. So they don't have anything fancy like that. The old stuff doesn't have anything fancy like that, but they still make basic dryers that don't have any of that stuff in them. So guys, you owe it to yourselves, especially with laundry, to try to save your older machines, especially Maytag. Now, when I say Maytag, I mean Maytags that were made prior to the Whirlpool acquisition in 2007. There was a period of time, at least seems to me, where they kind of got into dire straits. Now, what I mean by that is they filed for bankruptcy in, I believe, 2005. They were bought out by Whirlpool in 2007. So any machine, whether it be fridge, whether it be washing machine, dryer, whatever, in that period of time, they kind of cut corners in areas where they thought they could. So they put a little bit junkier compressors in some of the Amana machines, but it seems like they just, right at the 11-year mark, it seems like I have to condemn compressors a lot of times on those Amana machines that were made. Of course, that time has passed now, and the ones that are out there are still running. It was one of those deals, you either got a good one or you got a bad one. So if you have a Newton-made Amana refrigerator, you're probably on borrowed time. But just in that sort of time frame is what I'm saying. They made a lot of concessions, especially with Atlantis machines. They had Performa machines, like I mentioned, with that big plastic pulley on them that strips the center out. And even it now, don't quote me on this, but that part now may be NLA. It's been a few years since I've done one, so I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, my basic thing is, if you have a Speed Queen made prior to 2017, a Maytag made prior to 2007, a Whirlpool machine that is a direct drive machine, you want to save it. Okay, and by a direct drive machine, I mean there's just a drain pump sitting there, motor behind it, directly to the transmission like the direct drive. Basically, any Whirlpool machine with a mechanical transmission was made prior to 2012, 2013 or so. Those are the ones that you really want and you want to save. So, with that out of the way, I think I'm going to end that episode here, you guys. That is tonight's topic. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and listening to me ramble on. You guys have a wonderful night, evening, afternoon, whatever. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time.